Hi everyone, welcome to week 4 of Bit by Bit Coding's Intermediate Web Development course. We will work on building a multi-page website. Our website theme will be fashion sustainability. We will have a home page, a page explaining the environmental crisis, and another page offering solutions. We will need HTML files to structure each page. The index.html file will be used to create the home page. Let's make a new HTML file for the crisis page and rename it to facts.html. Make sure to remove any code that may have come with it. Lastly, make another HTML file for the solutions page and rename it solutions.html. Again, make sure to remove any code that may have come with it. Our style.css file will be used to style all these 3 web pages. Let's start with the home page using the index.html file. Let's first tell the browser that this is an HTML file. Now make the root HTML tag. Everything will go inside these. I also closed the tag early on so that I can refresh and show your progress as we go. Now let's create the head tag, which contains information about the web page that doesn't show up on the page itself. Now create a title tag to name our browser tab. We will name this tab Style with a Conscious, and then close the title tag. Always remember to link the CSS file. This way, the HTML file knows that the CSS file exists. Now close the head tag. We will now work on the body of our home page. We will create a navigation bar for our website using the nav tag. Let's place our title on the navigation bar. Use h1 tags to make our most important heading in the web page. Write Style with a Conscious. Now type a UL tag. This creates an unordered list. We will use this list to create our navigation links. Use an li tag to create a list item. Now, create an anchor tag to make a hyperlink to the home page, which is the index.html file. Make sure to match the name of the file. We will call this link home. Now close the anchor and li tag. Create another li tag for our next link. We will use the anchor tag to create a hyperlink to the crisis page, which is the facts.html file. Let's call this link the crisis. Now close the tags. Finally, type another li and anchor tag to create a hyperlink to the solutions page, which is solutions.html. We'll call this link solutions. Now we're done creating our navigation bar, so close the UL tag and the nav tag. We will now create a special header section, which will be the main banner area. Set the class to hero. Use h2 tags to create the banner headline. We will write, fashion doesn't have to cost the planet. Now close the h2 tag. Use p tags to write a short description of the website. Let's write, explore the impact of fast fashion and how you can help. Now let's create a call to action button that leads the users to the crisis page. Create an anchor tag and set the class to CTA. Have the hyperlink equal to the facts.html file. We will call this link Learn the Truth. Now close the anchor tag. Finally, close the header tag. We are done creating our home page. Now let's work on the crisis page. Go to facts.html. First, make sure to properly create our HTML file by telling the browser that this is an HTML file and creating the root HTML tag. We will start by creating the head tag. Let's title our browser The Crisis, Fast Fashion. Now link the CSS file to this HTML file. We are done with the head information. We will now work on the body of the web page. We will make the same navigation bar here. Even though we made the navigation bar in the home page, it will not appear on the other pages. We will create on each page of the website. Start by making a nav tag. Now write the title of our website using h1 tags, which is style with a conscious. Once again, we will use a UL tag to create the navigation links. Create a link to the home page. Which is the index.html file. Make sure to name the link Home. Now close the tags. Following the same format as before, I've created the hyperlinks to the crisis and solution pages. Make sure to type the exact names of the files. Now close the UL tag and the nav tag. We will create a section on this page called the Content section. Use the section tag and set the class to Content. This section will contain cards which hold facts showing the problem with fast fashion. We will first title this section as the Fast Fashion Crisis. Now use div tags to group the cards. Set the class to facts-grid. Create a div tag to create our first card. Set the class to fact. We will title this card Water Waste using h3 tags. Use a p tag to write our fact. We will write, it takes 2,700 liters of water to make one cotton shirt. Now close the p tag. Now close this fact div tag. We will now create another card using the fact div tag. Make sure to set the class to fact. Title this card Waste Overflow. For a description, we will write 85% of textiles end up in landfills every year. Now close this fact card div tag and close the facts-grid div tag since we're done with our cards for this section. Close the section as well. We are done with this web page. Now, let's work on the final web page, the solutions. Click on the solutions.html file. First, let's make sure to tell the browser that this is an HTML file and create the root HTML tag. Now create the head tag. We will title this browser Sustainable Style Tips. We will also link the CSS file to this HTML file. Now close the head tag and create the body tag. We will start by creating a navigation bar again. Title the website. Create the UL tag and create the 3 hyperlinks. Make sure to match the names of the files. Now close the UL and nav tags. Now we will make another content section. Make sure to name its class as content. In this section, we will create a list of solutions to fast fashion. Start by making the title using H2 tags. Make the title How to Dress Sustainably. Now we will make a UL tag, but we will add a class for this one to differentiate it from the UL tags we use in the navigation bar. Set the class to tips. Make an li tag to create the first tip in the list. We will also use a strong tag. This bolds and emphasizes the strong elements. Now type thrift it, :space. This is our tip. Now we will make a description of this tip outside the strong tag, so close the strong tag. Now type buy secondhand instead of new. Now close the li tag. Let's make 2 more tips. Create the li and strong tags. Our tip will be care better, :space. Now close the strong tag. And a description will be wash less, air dry, repair hose. Now close the li tag. Our last tip will be choose wisely. For the description, we will have pick natural, organic fabrics. We're done with this section, and we're also done with this web page. So close the UL and section tags. Let's style our 3 web pages using the style.css file. We will start by styling the general elements found in all 3 web pages. Let's start with the body. Make the font family Arial. Set the margin and padding to 0. We will set the background color to a light cream and the text color to a light gray. This rule styles the navigation bars on each page. We will set the background color to green and the text color to white. I've also added 20 pixels of padding or spacing on all sides inside the navigation bar. The display flex line causes all the content to realign horizontally instead of the standard vertical style of HTML. It will also allow you to easily position the flex items. This line causes the first item, the title, to position to the leftmost side, and the last item, the links, to position at the rightmost side. By aligning our items to the center, the text is now vertically centered. Now let's style our title on the navigation bar by creating a rule for nav h1. This rule increases the font size to 1.5 rem. and sets the margin to 0. This rule styles the list of links on the navigation bar. By setting the list style to none, we remove the bullet points. The display flex causes the list to realign horizontally. The 20 pixels gap adds spacing between each link, so that way they aren't right next to each other. Let's style the hyperlinks themselves. We'll change the text color to white and set the text decoration to none so that we can remove the underline. This line bolds the links. Our last rule for the navigation bar creates a simple hover animation. When you hover over the web page links, an underline pops up. Since we did not add any smooth transition rules or create a pseudo element like last week, this underline just simply appears when you hover over them. The 5 navigation rules that we have created do not only affect the home page. Since we use the navigation tag for all 3 navigation bars, they were all styled at the same time. Now let's focus on the hero section on our home page. This rule sets the background color to light green and adds 100 pixels of spacing on the top and bottom and 20 pixels of spacing on the left and right. This line vertically centers the content in the hero section. Let's further style the heading in our hero section. This line increases the font size to 2 rem. We will also set the bottom margin to 10 pixels. Now let's style the short description in our hero section. We will slightly increase the font size to 1.2 rem and set the bottom margin to 20 pixels. The final thing left to style on our home page is the call to action button. This rule sets the background color to green and the text color to white. We will also add 12 pixels of padding on the top and bottom and 24 pixels of padding on the left and right. Set the border radius to 20. This will round the corners of the button. Remove the underline and set the text to bold. This rule creates a simple hover animation for the call to action button. It would change the background color to a slightly darker green when you hover over it. Now that we're done working on our home page, let's style our content sections on the crisis and solution pages. This is a generic rule to style the sections. We set the padding to 40 pixels top and bottom and 20 pixels left and right. Set the max width to 90 pixels. This way, the content does not cover the entire screen of large screens, making it hard for users to read. Set the margin to auto. By doing this, the content automatically centers itself in large screens. This rule styles the cards in the crisis section. The display grid line causes the cards to transform into a grid system so that we can easily position and size each card. This line makes it so that the browser will place as many cards as can fit next to each other on the screen. Each card will be 250 pixels wide and will stretch to fit the available space evenly. That means if only one card fits on the page, it will stretch to fill the space. We'll add 20 pixels of gap between the 2 cards. Let's also add 30 pixels of margin or space above the grid. This way the cards are more separated from the section title. Now, we will style the content in each fact card. Set the background color to white. Add a 6-pixel border to the left and set it to green. Add 20 pixels of spacing on all sides. Round the corners of the card and add a light shadow below. We will now style the content section in our solutions page. This is our final CSS rule. This adds 15 pixels of top and bottom margins, and we've also slightly increased the font size to 1.1 rem. Now, we're done with our fashion sustainability website.